And thank you so much for joining the info session today on Breaking Media. My name is Jasmine Martinez, and I'm here. And if you're here, you're likely registered today through our flyer or the website and have a general sense of Breaking Media from those materials. We wanted to set up 10 to 15 minutes to introduce ourselves and discuss the program in more detail, the purpose, what to expect, and how Breaking Media can set up a great foundation for a career in media and advertising. At the end of the session, we're going to take some questions and hopefully everyone walks away with good understanding. So let's jump in. So the agenda. This is just a quick overview of what we're going to cover. Here's a quick round of introductions from our combined Breaking Media team. Then we'll do some overviews of our organizations and how we all fit into the media and advertising landscape. And then we'll go into more detail about the program, benefits, and what to expect. And finally, we'll leave you with some next steps and upcoming key dates. So here's the team. As I said, my name is Jasmine Martinez, and I am a senior associate on the talent ops team here at UM. And I've been here for about 2 years now, and it's been great. I'm going to pass it over to Sean to introduce himself, and then we'll continue on from there.
Hello, I'm Sean Ahern. I'm a director of HR over at UM as well, working closely with Jasmine.
Hey, everybody, I'm Jeremy Rogers. I am a director of agency partnerships over at Vox Media, and I oversee our partnership with the agency landscape as well as UM and Breaking Media at Vox.
And hello, I am Erica Blake. I'm the program manager at AAF, which is the American Advertising Federation. I'm specifically in the Mosaic Center, which is our diversity, equity, and inclusion arm, and I oversee our academic programs.
So that's the rest of the team. Thanks everyone for introducing yourselves. And now we're just going to do a quick run through of the organization. So now that you met the team, we wanted to tell you a bit about each of our organizations and get a better sense of our role and function within the media and advertising ecosystem. So here's a little bit about UM, our work, and the approach. So UM is a full-service media agency, and as an agency, we work with clients to understand their advertising goals, their audience, and then plan and action their media campaigns. So we're a global agency under the IPG holding company with offices in 100 marketplaces across 120 offices. We have over 3,000 employees globally and 700 in the US right now. And we work with over 50 clients, several of which you might have seen on the right-hand side. So like Netflix, Sony, so on and so forth. We have teams dedicated to each of these brands and more, and they are experts on their products, services, and how we reach their target audiences. So to service those clients, our agency is made up of a variety of different departments and functions. Each plays an important role throughout the process to bring a media campaign to life. So, for example, media planning. First, we figure out the best ways to get a message to the right audience using different types of media like TV, online ads, or print. Then our media investment, once we have a plan, we then buy advertising space on various platforms. So like billboards, websites, TV channels, magazines, to show all of the different ads. And then we gather all of that data on how the ads were performing and create a specific group of people to target and measure how the success of that campaign went. Then we build a plan, we research the market and learn about the audience's preferences to make sure we're reaching the right people. And lastly, we focus on improving a brand's visibility through paid ads on search engines and social media to help people find and engage with it more easily. So hopefully this gives you a sense of how the major aspects of the business is. And one of the greatest things about media is the wide variety of opportunities that exist. So any of your backgrounds or majors can definitely integrate within media. No matter your focus, you can generally apply for your education learnings and skills into one or more areas. Now I'll pass it over to Erica at AAF to tell you a bit more about their programming.
Thank you, Jasmine. So, as I briefly stated in the beginning, I work in the Mosaic Center, and really, this is just an opportunity for us to honor those in the industry, be a resource to those in the industry, and of course, through this program as well, just really offer opportunities for early careers. So, I'll go to the next slide to go briefly into some of the things that we do within the Mosaic Center. So the first thing we have here, which I'm going to actually drop into the chat, is NPMS, which is coming up in February of 2025. This is one of our flagship programs. And okay, that didn't send. There you go. This is one of our flagship programs. And it gives us an opportunity to bring students to New York for a week. If you're a senior that's graduating in December of 2024, May of 2025, or August of 2025, you should definitely apply. It is an opportunity that is all expense paid. You get an immersive experience through all of the partners that we have. We also have, sorry, I'm having a brain fart. An expo on Wednesday, and that gives you an opportunity to have on-site interviews with our partners. A lot of our students walk away after that week really having jobs already in the industry. You meet 49 other individuals who also are looking to jump into the industry as well. So this is what NPMS is. Like I said, it is in February of next year. The applications opened 2 weeks ago, and they close on the 31st, which is 10/31. So just make sure that if you are looking to apply, you apply for that way. We do have a new segment this year for interviews to give you an opportunity to tell your story in a way that might not be portrayed through the written responses. And we can go to the next slide.
There we go.
Thank you. The next thing we have is the Mosaic Awards. We don't have to show this slide if y'all don't want to. It's a sizzle reel here. I mean, you can play it, I guess, because it's already playing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was awkward. Sorry. I don't hear anything though, so that's even more awkward. You know what? Let's just pause it. But the Mosaic Award is actually coming up on the 26th of this month, and we'll be honoring folks in the industry. We're honoring organizations, agencies that are really pushing the narratives forward and doing great things. I will drop the slide for that as well. Not the slide, the website for that as well. If you are interested in just learning more about what we do at the Mosaic Awards. And then the last thing we have is HBCUs for Advertising. This is one of my favorite programs as someone who understands the importance of providing resources to those who are underserved. This is one of those opportunities to do that. And these are specifically for those who are at HBCUs. It's been going on for 3 years now. We have, in partnership with UM, a pitch competition. We also give you opportunities to go to different events for professional development. We also provide funds if you need Adobe Suite, Canva, honestly, anything that HBCU students need to excel within the advertising and marketing industry. That is what this program is for. And super thankful to our partners for continuing to pour into this program because it is super important. And I believe that might be my last slide. Thank you.
Hey everyone, Jeremy Rogers here again. So I am agency partnerships director at Vox Media. My experience has been working with agencies. I've worked across brands like Lego, KPMG, FDA, Weight Watchers, and quite a bit. Been my personal interests, movie buff, gamer, into real estate, and also traveling. But in my role, I oversee partnerships with Vox Media and our agency holding co-partners like IPG and UM. Really, my role is to connect the dots between leaderships across my organization and IPGs and make sure that we can kind of find ways to work together between what our strengths are and make sure that our partnership remains strong. And that kind of brings us to Breaking Media, which is a core pillar of our partnership with the IPG. You can go to the next slide. At Vox, really, diversity is part of everything that we do across the board. And this is kind of the core pillars of our D&I strategy. So really, it's rooted in storytelling and community, making sure that we kind of can share authentic stories and also have representation and access. So diversity within those stories, making sure that everyone feels it's authentic and we can speak to them. From a career progression standpoint, I'm making sure that there's equal opportunities for everyone within the organization. And that's really rooted in our core values and services as well as transparency in terms of what we're doing to consider everyone across our org. You can go to the next slide. This is just kind of a breakup of Vox employees by the different departments. So I'll get into what each one of these are, but Vox Media Studios is more focused on, the TV, Netflix type content. We have programs that live across those. Within our branded content teams, we have cast and crew, some of our core services that we just use, like finance and just part of the operations. As you can see, operations is around 12%. A big makeup of ours is editorial. So what our differentiation point is that we have 18 different editorial brands. So New York Magazine, The Cut, Pop Sugar, all of these are sites that live within the Vox's portfolio. And all together, we kind of have the majority of our employees kind of sit across those brands. I am part of the revenue org and responsible for growing investment from our key advertisers and growing partnerships in the marketplace, such as the ones that we have with UM and IPG. You can go to the next slide. And as far as like what is revenue org, so revenue org is split up into quite a few different areas. So consumer revenue, if you think about The Cut in New York Magazine, audiences pay a subscription fee to be part of that distribution base, and that's kind of one part of the revenue org that's called consumer revenue. Then you have e-commerce and performance marketing, where brands pay us to advertise on some of these platforms. Excuse me. And they reach our audience, and as the audiences click through, they pay us to be able to kind of drive that traffic from our platforms to theirs. And last but not least is the part where I'm a part of is advertising and brand partnerships. So working with brands to create, to basically advertise their messaging and create campaigns that'll be across our sites within ways that can connect with our audience and drive them to their messaging. And you can go to the next slide. So to kind of get into a little bit more in depth around the revenue streams for Vox Media. So advertising and brand partnerships, that's where I'm a part of. And that kind of talks about what I just said, where driving revenue for brands, they come to us and create a partnership and distribute across our owned and operated properties. Consumer revenue, that's the paid subscription services. E-commerce is more of affiliate marketing, where advertisers pay to get our traffic, and then if they click through, they pay. Licensing, so we have different brands like the Dodo is one of our brands, as I mentioned, New York Magazine, The Cut, Polygon, a few others. We set up licensing deals where they use our brand licensing to kind of across different products, and that's part of our revenue stream. Vox Media Studios, that's where we work with different, excuse me, that's where our teams that have shows like Today Explained on Netflix or Beauty of Blackness that was on HBO. Those are like premium TV content studios that kind of produce that and make a revenue stream there. And last but not least is Chorus, where it's our publishing platform where we are able to ingest different advertisers into our tech stack that hosts all of our websites, and they pay us to be a part of that. Cool. That's all, and I can pass it over to Sean.
All right, thanks. So that's a little bit about each of us and how we fit into the landscape here. And now we can talk more about the program, the reason you're all here. So this was a partnership to design a training curriculum for those who are interested in entering the media landscape or just curious about the media landscape. I think in general, what we've discovered is visiting campuses and talking to students is folks had a lot of interest in advertising and marketing, but the nuances of the type of work, some of which you've already heard here today, were unclear. So with the combined expertise of those within this group here, we created a series of self-paced virtual workshops that help to outline the various functions of our space so you can learn, understand, and maybe prepare yourself for a career in media. The program was also designed, of course, with a keen focus on advancing students with diverse backgrounds, helping them to break into this world of media and advertising. And accordingly, that's why we partner with Erica and the teams at AAF to make sure that this is an offer exclusively to HBCUs and BIPOC students. So how it works, as I mentioned on the last slide, it is self-paced. It is Breaking Media is an on-demand virtual program. So upon our launch in September, participants will have access to a catalog of 9 different virtual modules that cover the media fundamentals. They're high-level topics, which we'll share on the preceding slide. I won't go into great detail, but you can kind of see some of the different functions of focus. And then at the conclusion of the program, those who complete each of the modules will also be invited to a networking session with advertising professionals here in our New York offices. You can use that time to meet and greet, ask questions, and celebrate your completion. So if we could go back just one slide really quick, Jasmine, this is just a look at some of the more in-depth modules. So you have some Media Agency 101. A lot of the headlines are some of the functions that Jasmine had spoken to earlier, as well as Jeremy, and you can read into what the content is specifically, but it's very comprehensive. So you can feel good about leaving this program with a better understanding of the different areas of the business and maybe something that you want to focus on in particular. Some benefits outside of the networking session, those who complete this program will also be eligible to receive a digital badge, which is a form of certification that they can showcase on their LinkedIn profile or other spaces. As the program has continued to grow, the icon definitely provides a level of recognition around the industry to support your career search, especially with those partners that you see here. You'll have access to apply and a bit more of a way in with internships and full-time opportunities for Vox and UM. So that is a bit about the program. We appreciate you joining us. The next steps, if you are interested in registering for this year's cohort, please visit the registration page and submit your information. We are planning to open the portal on September 23rd, at which point you'll receive an invitation to go into the Smarter You platform and start your education, going through each of the modules at your own pace. There will be a soft deadline somewhere in late fall, early winter. So we do like to put a time frame around the process because we want to try to get through everything within 9 weeks. But nevertheless, it is on your time. We know your time is precious, especially as students. You're working around classes and midterms and finals. So if there's any struggles there with completing the material, you can reach out to us directly. But we appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you in our next cohort.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.